Hello and welcome to the Variant Geek channel, I guess.
I guess.
I was gonna say podcast, but this is something a little different for us, as you can see by the fact that it's titled. Anyway, Zach, talk about what we're doing because I'm fumbling right now.
We're gonna go through the GQ, which I think is like a British newspaper. Their ranking of the 100 greatest video games of all time, ranked by experts.
Okay, how expert we talking now?
Apparently, they asked game devs, streamers, directors, writers, and more.
So nobody who knows anything about gaming. Let's go.
All right. So I already
Only
know.
The people that made them.
I know what's 100th, number 1, and number 41. I think.
Dude, why are you cheating?
Dude, I'm sorry. But all right, I guess we'll get into it. So number 100 is KOTOR, which already makes me sad, but you know what? It's fine.
See, I agree. I will say we talked about this a little bit.
I think it needs to be higher.
I didn't know it was at 100. You just told me you thought it should be higher. So in my head, I'm like, oh, it's in like the 30s, and bro thinks it should be in the top 20. But yeah, no, at least it's on the list. I'll say that.
True.
But I agree. It should be higher. It's a great game, especially for its time. Very innovative. But yeah.
Oh yeah, it laid the blueprint for Mass Effect and other games that like have morality choices, I guess.
I already have a feeling Mass Effect's like top 5 because same akin to the same flame as that.
Yeah. All right, number 99, Rez from 2001.
Bruh. Wasn't this on the Dreamcast? Oh, it's right there in front of me. Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. Yeah. I've never heard of this before, I'll be honest.
I was just about to say it's a rail shooter and like it has to do with like rhythm and music, and it's also right there. I keep forgetting. I keep looking away from the fact that it's up on the screen. Yeah, it was. I was gonna say rather trippy. Also on the screen. Jesus, I'm just gonna stop talking.
Number 98, Age of Empires 2, The Age of Kings.
Yeah, baby.
That's fair. I've never played Age of Empires, but I have heard good. Obviously, it appeals to a certain fan base.
Pop back up to Rez real quick. I think a big part of why Rez is even on here and is higher than KOTOR. I feel like just the visuals for the time were pretty nutty. From the little bit I played this once when I was like 6 at Aaron's, aka Young Gravy.
Shout out to Young Gravy.
Shout out Young Gravy, my cousin. Fun fact. Anyway, Anyway, I said anyway like 6 times there. Gee.
Yeah, we're totally scripted. 97, The Return of the Obra Dinn from 2018.
Sure. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, there's that. It's on there.
How is this? And I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Number 96 is the first Super Mario Bros.
It's this low?
I have a feeling, obviously, Mario 64 is probably going to be on here and higher. Super Mario 3 is probably going to be on here and higher.
I also feel like we're going to be saying the phrase, it's this low or it's this high multiple times.
Oh, 110%.
That's more than 100. That's not possible.
Well, you know what? You gotta give.
My favorite is all of the pop-ups and the ads and everything that are popping up on the screen, and we're not gonna get any revenue out of it.
I know, this is the free exposure for top 10 sci-fi movies of all time by Zwanlin Tham.
Dude, why are you giving them a shout out for free?
Dude, I'm sorry. It was on the NES for those who didn't know. Number 95, Ultima Underworld. Never. Actually, I think I have heard of Ultima, but I've never played this. This is before my day. I'm old.
Yeah, me too. I'm old. But not that. We're not Jason old.
There's Jason. Speaking of Jason.
Speaking of Jason, that's like one of his favorite games of all time.
I constantly see it on sale, and I'm like, one of these days I'll probably get it.
And then you refuse to.
It's like $10 usually on sale.
I think a big part of this game, I mean, why people love it so much is the story. It's just very story, and then the art style, obviously.
Yeah, the art style.
It's very
drawn.
art driven.
Art.
Timeless art.
93 Fable 2.
I freaking love the Fable series. Fable 3 is the shoot. I'm torn.
You know, eventually they'll come out with a new Fable.
I don't know. I don't know if I like 2 or 3 more.
I haven't.
This is really pulling.
I've played a little bit of them on Game Pass, but I haven't played enough.
I think they should be higher. I feel like Fable is going to be higher on this list than Fable 2, and that's a crime. Because Fable 2 is just an improvement on 1. Okay, this is my geriatric brain. I can't remember if 2 or 3 is better, and oh god. Well, we'll see which one's higher than 1 on the list.
If it's even on there.
If it is.
92 Mass Effect.
I thought this would be higher.
I definitely did. I know Mass Effect 2 is a lot higher. I'm curious if 3 is going to be on here. Maybe. It might not. I think it has some of the best story parts, but it does have the controversial ending. But I think at least today's top 100, Mass Effect was really big for its time again. Because I think, 2007.
As someone who's definitely played the entirety of the game, I agree.
Shut up. I have played this way too many times, probably.
Yes, you have.
91 GTA 4.
I'm gonna say
I think some people are gonna say it's too low.
Well, I'm gonna say it. I could give a shit about Grand Theft Auto.
Honestly, same. Well, there goes our channel.
You play one, you played them all. I don't know. They're not for me.
Yeah, same.
If I was a watched Twitch streamer and I feel like the GTA RP lobbies could be fun if you have an active community.
I think that's the kicker with especially GTA 5 is I think more people bought it for the multiplayer than they actually bought it for the game story itself.
Right.
Because that multiplayer is still going strong, and they've made millions and millions off of it. The story itself,
it's okay.
Fine. I like Trevor, but
you and everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Number 90, Super Mario Kart.
I was just playing this the other day on the emulators on the Switch. Dog shit.
Yeah, I think a lot of the later versions are I think the best version of Mario Kart, in my opinion, is Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube.
Dude, I mean, yeah, the passenger and everything, such a cool dynamic. Messing around with all the different combinations to see which was the best benefit to your play style for it, which is so weird to say for a racing game. That's so true.
89, Hitman World of Assassination. So I guess it's the 3 Hitman games that came out.
The 3 put together. I thought that would be higher if they're doing the whole collection. That's weird to me. So then, Mass Effect, Legendary Edition would be eligible even though Mass Effect itself is on there then, I guess?
I don't know.
Because then that really tears me on how a lot. Because then you could put Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3, Borderlands the series, Borderlands the Handsome Jack collection, and you
I think
all those series.
I think technically is all of the games. Well, because it is a collection of all 3 games. Because I think Hitman 3, basically was just the collection. I mean, the Hitman games are fun. They're interesting to see,
I've never played one through completion.
I think the only one I've played through completion was... Crap, I don't remember the name of it. It was the last one before they started making this trilogy. Okay. And it was fun. It was interesting. It basically allows you to do what you want to in terms of
Bro, the Hitman movie though.
Dude, I know that movie is. It's a movie of all time.
Is it?
Number 88, The Last Guardian.
Never played it.
Neither have I. I know it's on PlayStation.
I was gonna say I don't own a PlayStation. Don't come after me.
All right, that was quick. Number 87, Super Mario Odyssey.
I'm happier it's not higher, but I'm happier it's on the list.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it was a really fun game. I never finished it, honestly. but it is really fun.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they haven't come out with a new Mario game. I mean, they have to, like, soonish, since this came out at the same time as Breath of the Wild, and they just came out with Tears of the Kingdom, which is taking up everybody's time.
They either will, or since they recently teased the new model of the Switch, it'll be when that comes out.
Yeah, which I think the
like 2
earliest they
years ago.
said was like spring next year is the earliest.
Yeah.
As we can see, 86 is Civ 5.
Bruh.
Not a fan
Just
of
gonna
Civ
put the
games.
whole-
I'm just bad at them,
They're just gonna put all the Civ games on here as separate entries.
I guess. Number 85, Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh.
A Realm Reborn. I've heard
Momorpuga.
really good, huh? MOBA.
Yeah, Momorpuga, MMORPG.
Oh. I've heard really, really good things about Final Fantasy 14. And it's definitely, like, to my understanding, it had a really, really, really ass launch.
Yeah, the launch was abysmal, but they
it's-
kept working on it and they held on to it. And then once people started getting pissed off at Blizzard, they said, "Hey, we got a game too," and it's been doing great ever since.
Yeah, I trust your word. You're a remarkable guy.
I do be liking my MMORPG, that's for sure.
84, Shenmue. Never played it. I know Shenmue 3 came out and people were highly anticipating it, and then nobody ever talked about it.
And no one mentioned anything about it.
I heard it has a good story.
Well, that's good.
83, Bioshock Infinite.
Oh. I didn't expect this to be on the list. I would expect any of the other 3 games, but not this one.
This was the only one I've played through completion. I've played a hefty chunk of the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I think honestly,
yeah.
It's my favorite of the 3 so far.
Yeah, that's fair. I think a big part of that is just with our age, it just kind of slides in easier as far as it looks better and it operates better.
I like the traversal mechanic with like the spinning hook hand.
The spinning hook hand thing, yeah.
That was kind of fun, and Elizabeth was actually useful.
Right? God, companions that aren't useful in games.
82, Dragon Age Origins.
I
glad
have
it's on the
played
list.
almost the entirety of this one.
I would agree. I think this is maybe a little bit higher, but that's bias aside. It is a really, really good game, and I highly recommend it to anybody that likes RPGs. And it's by BioWare.
One of the only ones that's better than it, honestly, is the why am I blanking? Obviously the newer one.
Inquisition.
Inquisition just improves all the systems that were amazing in this. So
yeah, I think my only issue with Inquisition is it has too much to do. Like
it has too much to do,
feels like
and
there's filler. Like it's just
it
trying to fill the
affects-
space.
Yeah, it affects the replayability of it too. Like I played it once, and then I started playing it again a few years ago, and I never finished the replay
Yeah,
because I was
same.
like, it's too much. It's too intimidating to replay.
Exactly. I can
And
replay
it's
this
not-
like 100 times. I can't replay Inquisition.
Right, and I want to add, like, I'm not dogging on, open worlds with too much to do in the sense of that. It's just, it's too much of the same filler to do, like you said.
Yeah, like Tears
So,
of
like-
the Kingdom and Elden Ring are doing perfectly fine in our eyes.
Right. And a big part of that is the variety of things to do, whereas games that maybe do have the same types of things to do, at least there's like a randomizer to the AI in a sense, or in the encounters. So, like, your Fallouts, your Skyrims, things like that. Those are fantastic examples of you have a whole lot to do, but like your encounters along the way can be random. Even though you can, the core quests are always the same. There's enough randomness thrown in with all of the what to do that it doesn't feel overbearing in the randomness.
81, Fortnite.
That low?
I'm surprised. Oh, I see what 80 is. 80. I think that's. I'm glad it's on the list for the fact
I
that
think
it
it
is
should be
very
higher.
influential.
I really think it should be higher. This is a game, this well, Zach, that I shat on for about 4 years straight.
Oh, same.
And now it's like one of our go-to
Oh yeah,
super freaking fun to play.
we would much rather
Especially
play this than Apex.
which is so sad. We have thousands of hours in Apex, but we're like, nah, Fortnite.
Okay,
Silly goofy game, go.
don't make us seem like we don't touch grass that often.
We
Okay,
don't.
we yeah.
Did you seriously just add in on the recording? Thank you. No. Hey, your dog's diaper's in the middle of the floor. Anyway.
80s
Oh,
Firewatch. Never played. I watched a playthrough of it. I know it takes place in Wyoming.
I was gonna say because I remember What was I playing that with you? Where it was like an image and I guessed it.
Maybe.
Because you were surprised. You're like, how did you get that?
Let's see here. 79 Tetris Effect.
Seriously?
I guess it's just the better version of Tetris.
All right.
Cool.
Move on.
78 Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Bro.
I'll be honest. Never played one of the skating games.
What?
I've never played Skate. Never played Tony Hawk. Actually, no, that's a lie. I played one of the Tony Hawk games where I think it was for the Wii, where they actually had like the skateboard controller.
Yeah, did you break it?
It might be broken. I don't remember.
The amount of time seeing Skateboard Jesus to Even Flow is still on my page to this day.
77, The Secret of Monkey Island. Never played it.
Oh.
I know it's influential, and I know it's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
I was going to say, I don't know if there's really much more to say about it.
76, Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Bueno Fantasma.
I would agree. Never played Pokemon Gold and Silver. This is one of the worst things, and Liam, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I won a bet against him. It was like an athletic bet. And it was back when I was actually playing sports.
Mm-hmm.
And so I won, and he had to give me his copy of Pokemon Gold.
And you never played it?
I thought I could play it on the DS or the Game Boy that I had, but it didn't take that cartridge. So I never played it, and then I lost it.
Bro, you could have gave it back to him.
He asked me for it like years later, I think in like high school, and I was like, yeah, it's gone.
Is that not your homie that actually like watches our stuff too?
Yeah, he even shares my stuff too.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Maybe one day when we have money, I might pay it back.
Oh, you'll buy a new copy?
75 Metroid Prime.
This and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes are
dude, that
so
song and Echoes goes
freaking
hard.
Good. Oh yeah, dude, it's so freaking good. Prime. The reason it took so much, like, it just caught the world by storm, is because it was the shift from the typical Metroidvania style to a first-person shooter. And that's part of why it was such a phenomenon. And then Prime 2 Echoes is just as good, if not a better game. But I think by that point, the hype had died down around the fact that it was an FPS. And it doesn't get as appreciated as often as I think it should. But yeah, both phenomenal games. Highly recommend them. The remake is out on the Switch. If you don't have or don't want to get a GameCube to play the old clunky 2002 version, there's an amazing remake on the Switch that I was just playing before Tears came out. Now all I'm playing is Tears. So rip.
74 Undertale. That's fair.
Okay. Yeah, very good. I mean, I'm glad it's on here, and I'm glad this is where it is.
Yeah,
because that's about as much effect as it had on my life. But I know the movement behind it was insane.
And it's one of those few indie games that just took over.
Explodes. Yeah.
Because I think the game theory that I've seen, I think a few videos on from Matt Pat, is that this is like a alternate universe or something of Earthbound.
Yeah.
But anyways, 73 Final Fantasy VI. Never played it.
Interesting.
I'm
not that old.
I have a feeling 7 is going to be really high. 9 is going to be really high. That's about it. I'm curious to see how 16 does. I'll play it when I get a PS5 eventually.
There you go.
72, Yakuza 0.
This is more for you to talk, not me.
Because it's on, all of them are on Game Pass, I think, for the most part. And it's surprisingly, like, really fun. I really enjoy it. There's a lot of ridiculous side quests to do. Like, you can have little car, like, go-kart. No, what is it called? It's like the little remote control car races.
RC car?
Oh, yeah, RC car races against little kids and just absolutely stomp them. And you get customized that little... Yeah, heck yeah!
Nice. This is gonna definitely be a game I have to check out then.
At one of the characters, because you control two main characters. I don't remember which one. One of them runs. You can like manage. You have to manage a business and actually like put certain people in, and like actually kind of sort of manage it a little bit. But it's really good. I need to finish it at some point. I think I have like 10 hours in it maybe. But the only downside I can see to some people is it. It's also not accurate. It's on Xbox. Is it's only in Japanese, audio wise. I think later like versions or later iterations of the game have an English dubbing, but I've heard the dubbing is not that good.
That's really unfortunate because there's plenty of voice. I wonder if they just cut the money corner.
Maybe.
No.
71, COD 4 Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare 2 is going to be way higher.
Oh yeah, I think Blops will also be higher. Blops or Blops 2.
Yeah. My personal is Blops, but Blops 2 should probably be higher than Blops. Us talking about this other stuff, glossing over the fact that we're looking at a game right now on the list.
70, Left 4 Dead 2.
Dude.
Honestly, the game's still going strong 14 years later.
I was going to say, the community around this game,
oh
my God. Obviously, it exploded at the time, and even now, there's such a crazy cult following behind this game that
good.
It's nuts. And then the modding community behind it, too.
Oh my God, dude, it's always fun playing as, like, Shrek and the zombies, or, like...
Oh, yeah.
Powerpuff Girls, or Teletubbies.
Having the common infected be the chum bucket, all hail plankton drones. That's one of my favorite memories with it.
Do you think 70's a little too low, or do you think it's in a decent spot?
I think... Oh, shoot. You see, the hard part of this is, like, I don't know the rest of the list.
Yeah.
As of right now, I'd say it should be, like, maybe at least in the 60s. Because it is one of the best horde shooters that exists. My mom's booting up Plants vs. Zombies, and I could not be happier for her.
I feel like PvZ might be on here, honestly.
It should be. It's such a good tower defender, dude.
Let's see here. 69, Majora's Mask.
You're fine. I'll walk. Oh, no, you're fine. I'm fine. My thing's initialized.
I think Jason, and I think a lot of people would say this is too low.
Oh yeah, a lot of people would say it's way too low. As someone who I'm gonna dox myself. I haven't beaten it.
Neither have I. I got too stressed out by the 3-day timer that I was just like, no, thank you, goodbye.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, like that, for example, that timer is why I think it should be higher. That's such an innovation for the time.
Oh yeah. 68, Thief, The Dark Project.
Oh.
I never played it. That's all.
Moving on.
67, Wind Waker.
Fantastic
See,
game.
this is what I am excited for the Dolphin emulator when the Dolphin emulator comes to Steam, because I really want to play and actually finish Wind Waker. I never actually got that far when I owned the GameCube, and then I sold the copy because I was dumb and young.
Bro,
that was the one game I was looking for when we went to the Pink Gorilla.
They probably have it now. They have 3 locations now, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have the one we went to in the International District, which is the one they almost closed. We were there after they'd had a break-in, fun fact.
Oh.
Hence why their selection wasn't the greatest for old stuff.
God, could they just suck? I'm sorry, please Please don't.
Dang. They have the
Defend
University
me.
District one, which is their flagship, and then they have a brand new one in Capitol Hill that's really fancy schmancy, and I really want to go.
Huh. But great game. Obviously, Legend of Zelda games are always usually pretty good. 66, Fallout New Vegas.
That shit should be at least top 30s.
This is the Fallout game I've heard
Fallout games.
the most and the best things about, and I've
Yep.
started to play it.
Yup, it's so good, bro. The radio in Fallout 3 is big. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. The radio in Fallout 3 is better, but the game of Fallout New Vegas is so freaking good, bro. And it had a system that I wish more games would use. Like, if you were walking around and you put on a Caesar's uniform, they would be like, "What's up, bro? You're now dressed as a member of us. You're one of us." Unless you're, like, wanted for dead around them. But, yeah, you could, like, put on different outfits of different factions and blend in with them or, like, get in certain places. And I love a mechanic like that.
Fair. 65, GoldenEye, 007.
Makes sense.
That's fair.
honestly
I think
thought
that's
it
a fair
was higher.
place. Yeah, so did I. It was obviously a huge game for the time, and it's a gold
Even
classic.
still.
This is too goddamn low.
Honestly, I think it's a little high for it.
You shut your dirty mouth. I personally think this has one of the best art styles, the best soundtrack, and just some of the best gameplay I have ever played in games. And the fact that it is at 64 is criminally low.
It's okay so far. I've played like 6 hours of it. It's pretty good.
I have played like 300 hours of this game.
For me and just for my taste, I'm not discrediting you. The art doesn't hold up for the time. It's a little puts me off, but it is what it is. The game so far is amazing, and the storytelling is amazing. So I already know it's one I'm going to sink hundreds of hours into. It's just Tears of the Kingdom exists.
Yeah, I mean, because I think an average playthrough lasts like 100 hours on the low end.
That's probably why the description says hands down the best 100 hours you can spend.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's the best JRPG ever made. It's obviously what made the Persona and Shin Megami Tensei franchise. Not RPG, JRPG.
I know, but still.
It got Shin Megami Tensei and Persona on the map. Like, Persona 4 Golden was pretty popular, but this just knocked things out of the park. Eventually, they'll release Persona 6.
You know, I have a steelbook for that game.
I hate you. 63, Sims 2. Shit. Right,
okay. I like The Sims. I like world builders. Anyway, continue.
62, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Fantabulous.
Never played a Castlevania game, but it looks fun.
Dude,
It was very influential.
Castlevania.
I've said that a lot, but
yeah,
I mean, without Castlevania, you wouldn't have the Vania part of Metroidvania.
It literally says that in the description.
I'm not even reading this, I promise you that.
That's what happened to me at the beginning, and now I read it when you scroll to make sure I don't say the same thing. Don't do that, though, because then it'll just be silent.
61, GTA 3.
Okay.
That is way too high. Way too high.
If anything, GTA 5 is higher just because of the cultural impact and the mods that off of it, but all the rest of them, that they shouldn't break. No. They should not break them.
The fact this is above Persona 5 makes me upset.
See, that's fair. I get that.
Number 60, Super Metroid.
So fucking awesome. Go play it on Switch Online if you have it.
Yes. Anyways, 59, Fallout 3.
I still think New Vegas is better, but the
Fair.
shift between Fallout 2 to Fallout 3, leaps and bounds, insane. The work they did on it's nuts. I mean, God, it's so good. The Fallout games are all amazing. Fallout 4, I do know why people didn't love it as much, but everything 4 and earlier is amazing. I do really like 4. I have hundreds of hours in it as well.
I saw a funny post that was like Fallout 3's story is, trying to like save the world, I think, or something like that. Fallout 4, a guy lost it all. He lost his family, and he's trying to survive on his own, and
I know where
live
this
with
is
his
going.
past. Fallout New Vegas. Who the fuck shot me in the head?
Exactly. With Fallout 3, we've gone long, I know, but still, I gotta put this out there. With Fallout 3, it's such a fond memory for me because my friend Andrew, growing up, his dad had a PS3 downstairs with a copy of Fallout 3, and I remember looking at the case, just seeing the Brotherhood of Steel Paladin holding the las rifle just on the cover, that staple, image of Fallout. And I just would stare at that all the time, but couldn't play it because, it's my dad's. It's my dad's. And finally, one day, his dad walks out and he's like, "Hey, you want to play this?" And I'm like, "Yes." And my friend Andrew, he's a lot like me. He's very much like when we'd hang out, he'd like play something, and I'd sometimes play with him. Other times, I'd just sit there and watch him, and it would piss me off.
Fair.
So his dad would let me play Fallout whenever I was over there. I just couldn't save because he was too worried that I would save over his game, which fair enough. And yeah, I played through the first opening hours of Fallout 3 like 600 times before I finally got the game. So good, bro. Such a good gaming experience.
58, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
We're about to get the Bethesda train up in here.
Yeah, Skyrim's gonna be like 20s.
Everything I said about Fallout, I say again with Elder Scrolls. Continue.
Fair. 50s, there's Final Fantasy 9. I knew it was gonna be higher. I haven't played it. I've heard everybody has their own opinion on what the best I've heard Final Fantasy 7's the best, Final Fantasy 8 is the best, 9 is the best, 10 is the best, 12 is the best. Nobody talks about 11.
That's true.
Inside 56. I've heard it's a good indie game.
Yeah.
Cool. 55 Hollow Knight. This is one I know people are begging. They are on their knees begging for Silk Song to come out. Which is the sequel. No, because it's going to be a PC Xbox exclusive. And the devs made a tweet recently talking about how they want to make sure the game is finished and polished and everything, just because Hollow Knight has had such a huge grow, and so many people love the game and consider it one of the best Metroidvania, and
wasn't it made by
Souls-like.
dudes?
Yeah, I think it was made by a really small studio.
It's something really like that.
Yeah, just 3 developers.
Why can't I read? Yeah, no, this is one of those that still to this day, you scroll through Twitch, there'll be streamers with thousands of viewers just playing this.
Yeah, if you have Game
first
Pass,
time playing Hollow Knight or something like that.
Why it says PC and Mac and not Xbox, I don't know, but
I don't know. Yeah, because we don't count.
54 Ice or Ico.
Bro said ice.
I saw it.
Bro said immigration.
Never played it. Don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I did.
It's a game of all time.
It's a game of all time on the PS2.
Yep. All right. 53 Dishonored 2.
I
think that's a little high. That's a bit high.
Dishonored 2? Didn't it fail horribly?
I thought it. Played and finished Dishonored. I never finished Dishonored 2.
Yeah, I got a few hours into it and said, meh.
I think this is way too high.
Yeah, this is high. Swap this in KOTOR, in my opinion.
52 Half-Life. Half-Life 2 is going to be top 10. Guarantee it.
Half-Life 2 is going to be way higher too. Yep.
And 51 Final Fantasy X.
Hey, you said it.
I've played a decent amount of this game. I'll finish it eventually because I did buy it, and I feel bad about not finishing bought games. It's pretty good. The story's okay, and what is it called? It's basically water polo, but underwater. The mechanics are whack, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's okay. But that is where we'll end the first part of the video. Make sure you tune in for numbers 50 through 1 and let us know in the comments.
What about 0?
Well, You'll just have to find out next time on VGP.
But it's not a podcast right now.
Ah, shit. Let us know in the comments what you think of the list so far. Yeah.